do what's good for me and the lady. You know, right now all I want is happiness, good times, peace on earth.
Did Colin just get caught red-handed stepping out on Jennifer Hudson? Because Tiffany Haddish sure looks like she believes it, and she's been clowning Jennifer in the shadiest ways possible. People don't even realize how deep this goes. Tiffany's still salty about Common moving on from her to be with J Hud, and now it's like she's finally getting her payback. The word on the street has been loud. Folks tried warning J Hud that Common wasn't the dream man she thought he was, but she didn't listen. His track record is a trail of broken hearts, and now it's looking like J Hud is next in line.
I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna put nothing extra on it. If he want to marry me, he can get me an apartment building.
Oh, okay. That would be, you don't want a ring, you want an apartment complex.
I'd give me a duplex, an eightplex or something. You know, the homegirl be like, "Where your ring? I thought you was engaged. Where your ring? Where your carrots? Carrots, girl, please. I got units. Knock it off."
The gossip is that Common already has a brand new woman by his side, and J Hud has been spiraling ever since. And guess who's sipping her tea and loving every messy second of this? Tiffany Haddish herself. She's not even pretending to hide it, smiling, posting, and dropping little jabs aimed straight at Jennifer. But the real question is, why would Common cheat on Jennifer Hudson of all people? And who exactly is this mystery new girlfriend? If you want all the latest updates on this drama and more, make sure you hit subscribe to the Juicy Reel channel, where the tea is always served fresh. And is Tiffany actually planning to win him back? Well, let's just say the streets are watching closely. Now, I'm not trying to pile on Jennifer Hudson while she's already hurting, but honestly, this one was written on the wall from day one. Common has never been that forever type, no matter how many hints he drops or how smooth he talks. His dating history says it all. Flashy, high-profile flings, whirlwind romances that barely last, and a resume of love stories that end just as quick as they start. But still, some fans held on to that hope. They swore J Hud would be the one to finally slow him down, tie him down, maybe even start a whole new chapter with a family.
He responded,
"Girl, he never gave me no damn earrings. He probably gave those to Jennifer."
Well, that dream, it's looking done and dusted. Word buzzing in the streets says Common's been cheating on J Hud heavy, and she's heartbroken over it. The wildest part? This man was just out here, grinning in interviews saying, she's the one, and even hinting about marriage. But the whole time, he was out here running the streets like it was his full-time job. And while plenty of folks are sending love and sympathy to J Hud, Tiffany Haddish, oh, she is absolutely not one of them. And she's making that crystal clear. If you want all the tea when that bomb drops, make sure you hit subscribe to Juicy Reel, where the drama never sleeps. An inside source is spilling that Tiffany has been loving every single second of this cheating scandal blowing up in public. And honestly, if you've been following Tiffany's moves since her split from Common, you already know this is not shocking at all. She's never been shy about showing she still has feelings for him, even years later. Over time, she's tossed plenty of shade his way, and some of those jabs pretty much screamed that she believed Common cheated on her with J Hud from the jump. One perfect example? During an Instagram Live, a fan mentioned they had gifted Common a pair of earrings to pass along to Tiffany, and asked if she ever got them. Without missing a beat, Tiffany shot back with pure bitterness, saying he probably handed those earrings straight to Jennifer Hudson. Her exact words? "Girl, he never gave me no damn earrings. He probably gave them to Jennifer."
You and Jenny Jen still kicking it? That's part one. And part two is, do you ever see yourself married one day?
So as far as Jenny Jen,
I love Jenny.
Absolutely, we are together, and I just appreciate her as a partner, as a woman, as an artist, as a human being. She's a special individual, and I like her a lot. Man, I'm just grateful for her. I thank God, and yes, we are good.
Now, tell me, doesn't that sound like someone who's been holding on to this grudge for a while? Fans in the comments were quick to speculate. Was Jennifer really seeing Common while he was still with Tiffany? Because if so, Tiffany's long-running shade suddenly makes perfect sense, and it would explain why she's sitting back, popcorn in hand, watching this whole mess unfold with a smirk. To Tiffany, this is karma in full force. Payback served on a silver platter. But here's where it gets juicy. Some fans think this might be her chance to slide right back in. She's made it crystal clear she's still caught up on him. And now, with rumors swirling about a side chick, the door might be wide open. And trust me, if Tiffany thought there was even the tiniest shot at getting him back, nothing would scare her off. She'd be like, "Come close to me, baby," without hesitation. Because honestly, when they first started dating, it was crystal clear she was way more into him than he was into her. She's the one who pushed for them to go public right in the middle of the pandemic. They even quarantined together, and Tiffany made sure to show him off whenever she could. During that Instagram live with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, she literally tilted her camera just enough so everybody could see her man sitting right there. If you want all the tea when that bomb drops, make sure you hit subscribe to Juicy Reel, where the drama never sleeps. From the jump, she was all in. Tiffany couldn't stop talking about him, especially when his birthday rolled around. She went above and beyond trying to make it special. In one interview, she even mapped out her dream celebration, saying, "I'm just hoping me and my man, we go hot air ballooning and have us a nice little meal. That's what I like to do. On my 39th birthday, I got drunk with my grandma. Never done that before. My 40th birthday, I had a bat mitzvah. That was super fun. This birthday, 41, I wanted to go up in a hot air balloon." But what happened? Not only did Common completely skip the hot air balloon idea, he didn't even plan anything for her birthday. No surprise trip, no fancy dinner, nothing. Turns out Common didn't plan anything for Tiffany's big day. Not a trip, not a special dinner. Nothing. Sources say he sent her some flowers, but let's be real. That's the bare minimum when it's your woman's birthday.
And he says the work he's doing on himself will help him fulfill a lifelong dream. And you write a lot about you want to be a husband one day. You have a rather famous relationship coach.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Michelle Obama. She has definitely helped talk me through just certain moments of relationships. We had conversations, and she has given me a lot of wisdom. But one great thing that she told me as I was going through this journey.
Tiffany had been dreaming big. She even admitted she was hoping for marriage, saying she wanted him to propose with an apartment building instead of a traditional engagement ring. She was serious about building a future, but if you're wondering how Common reacted to that, let's just say, he made it crystal clear he was in it for a good time, not a long time. So, it wasn't exactly a shock when they split just a few months later. Fans were honestly relieved Tiffany had finally broken free from what they called Common's charm chokehold. Because, listen, the man had her wrapped around his finger. But here's the twist. Common was actually the one who ended things. And then he tried to flip the script, blaming their busy schedules for the breakup, like it was just bad timing. Tiffany wasn't having any of that sugar-coated excuse. She clapped back with her own truth, making it clear he might just be the type of man who will never truly settle down with anybody. Maybe Common's just like a bee, bouncing from flower to flower without ever staying put. Tiffany even hinted at that vibe before, saying, "I wish nothing but joy and happiness." But let's be real. It sounded like she was low-key suggesting he cheated without outright saying it. And when Common moved on with J-Hud, she brought it up again in an interview. She said, "It was the healthiest, the funnest relationship I ever had. It's where I felt safest out of all the relationships I ever had. The breakup wasn't mutual. It was more him saying, 'I think this relationship is running its course.' And I was like, okay, like you gonna be a 50-year-old single man. Okay." Now, it's starting to look like Common is pulling the exact same move on Jennifer Hudson. But here's the kicker. Tiffany and J-Hud are far from the only ones who've been through this. Common has a long history of heartbreak that stretches way back, with names like Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Erykah Badu, and a few others I won't even get into right now. And every single time, it's the same tired story. Just when the woman starts catching real feelings, he drops a psych, calls it off, and strolls into his next romance. What's even wilder? None of his exes seem to stay cool with him afterward, especially Erykah Badu, and for good reason. Word is he did every single one of them dirty. For some history, Common and Erykah started dating back in 2000, stayed together for about 2 years, and then she pulled the plug in late 2002. At first, Erykah kept their breakup details locked down tight, But Common? Oh, he had no problem running his mouth. He spilled that the split happened because she caught feelings for another man and dumped him over the phone. His version? She handed it to me. I was in my hotel room on tour and she called me and was like, "Hey, I don't want to be in this relationship no more." I'm like, "It's somebody else." That was my first love and my first heartbreak.
Was that you have to understand you're not going to get anybody that's perfect because you're not perfect. So understand that there's some certain things that you will compromise in choosing that partner. But as long as the core values, the values that are most important to you, that person, marks off on that list, then you good.
She gave some good advice there.
That's good wisdom.
He even admitted that when it ended, he was crushed, saying, "With Erykah Badu, that was my first love where you just open and floating." When we split, I was 27 to 28. I was in a haze just going through the motions. It was hard to ease. But eventually, Erykah got tired of hearing him retell the breakup his way, painting her as the villain, so she started hinting that cheating might have been in the mix. She said, "No, infidelity is not a deal breaker for me. We are all born sexual beings. I myself am not someone with a very high libido. I don't require intimacy for happiness. I need companionship. I need a partner I could depend on, that I can love and grow with. But I do understand the nature of these men I have been with. And men in general, they have a need to chase." So even though he allegedly cheated, Common still spun the story like she was the one in the wrong, claiming she fell for someone else. That's straight up manipulative. And when I say this man's reputation in relationships is bad, I mean bad. But after his breakup with Angela Rye, suddenly he's out here trying to rebrand, talking about therapy, growth, and how he's ready to be a better partner. Yeah, sure. But judging by how things played out with J Hud, that therapy clearly didn't do much. He might as well have asked his therapist for a full refund. Because it's wild to think he was out here saying all the right things, doing all the right moves, just to make it look like Jennifer was the one. All while allegedly cheating the entire time. And what makes it even colder? J Hud had already been through more than enough heartbreak in her life. She did not deserve that. Let's not forget her past relationship with wrestler David Otunga. Things took a devastating turn when Jennifer's mom, brother, and young nephew were tragically killed by her brother-in-law, just weeks after she got engaged. It was an unimaginable, crushing time, and Jennifer needed someone rock solid to lean on. Thankfully, David stepped up big time, staying by her side through the worst of it. He even planned getaways to help her escape the grief and start piecing herself back together. Then, like a burst of light after a long stretch of darkness, Jennifer found joy again. She got pregnant later that year, and by 2009, they welcomed their son, David Jr. For a while, it seemed like their little family was falling perfectly into place. But by 2010, after being engaged for more than 2 years, people started asking the big question: when were they actually going to walk down the aisle? Rumor had it they were set to marry that year, but decided to push the date back. They eventually called it quits, but their breakup was anything but peaceful. Jennifer revealed that in the final stretch of their relationship, David's behavior took a dark turn. She accused him of becoming increasingly aggressive, threatening, and harassing toward both her and their son. She even claimed things escalated into mental and physical abuse. According to Jennifer, it got so bad that he started sending her chilling messages, enough to make her call in security to stop him from showing up at the studio and causing a scene. Thankfully, he never appeared there, but the nightmare allegedly wasn't over. Later that same day, Jennifer says David was waiting for her at home. She claimed he confronted her, grabbed their son by the arm, and took him upstairs to the master bedroom, then shoved her out of the room while still holding onto their child's hand. So yes, J Hud absolutely deserved better than him. But here's the real question. Was Common really an upgrade? Because, let's be honest, he was never going to be the forever guy. Now, she's just the latest name on his long list of exes left heartbroken. And if history tells us anything, it's that it's only a matter of time before he quietly, soft launches his next relationship like nothing ever happened. And you already know, Tiffany is sitting back, soaking it all in. Not only has she been cracking jokes about the whole mess, she cracked the entire situation wide open. And now, Jennifer's name is smack in the center of the storm. Common is already parading this new flame around like nothing ever happened, smiling for cameras, acting like the past year didn't exist. Meanwhile, Tiffanys making sure the whole world has front row seats to the drama, and she's loving every second of it. So now, the question everyone's whispering, was this just playful shade, or did Tiffany just rip the Band-Aid off some old wounds J-Hud is still carrying? Because, let's be real, those scars might run deeper than she lets on. One thing's for sure, two things for certain, this saga is far from over. And word is, the next chapter is going to be even juicier, because J-Hud might actually be trying to get Common back. If you want all the tea when that bomb drops, make sure you hit subscribe to Juicy Reel, where the drama never sleeps.